Hey guys, so in this video I'm actually going to go over project number 2, which you can find inside the content area of the course in this module, underneath project number 1 and before module number 1. So if we come in here, this project is worth 15% of your overall grade. It's due by Sunday, July 3rd before 11:30 p.m. So you can read through that project worksheet below. You can upload your file for this project below, or you can go into the activities assignments folder and submit it there as a Word document or PDF file. Let's go over the project worksheet really quickly here. It's worth 15% of your grade, so definitely make sure you get this done. For this project, you will locate a piece of public art and write a formal critique about it using one of the 3 theories of art criticism, which is outlined in Chapter 5 of our text. We also did the evaluating art assignment. It'll be very similar to that. So if you're not sure what public art is, just check out this webpage, read through the information to get a better idea of what public art is and why it's important. Basically, in a nutshell, public art is any piece of art out there in your community that is open for the public to view. There's often statues made of bronze in parks or in public spaces. There's oftentimes murals. There might be, certain water fountain. There might be just different art installations around your local area that are just out there for public view. So to clarify that, just read through here. That might help a little bit, but that's what it is in a nutshell. So make sure you find a piece of public art that is local to you and where you live. Almost every community has at least one piece of public art. Like I said, it can be a sculpture or a mural. So once you've located the piece of public art that you want to write about, take a picture of it. Make sure you include yourself in it. That is required. So you may need help from a friend with this or family, or you can prop up your camera against something and use the timer. I don't want an image pulled from online. I want one that you've taken yourself with you in it, just to prove that you visited the work in person, because you're going to get a different experience if you actually go and view this piece in person and actually take some time and kind of observe closely what is going on with this piece of public art. So, go ahead and take extra photos if you want from different angles. You might want to use those when you're when you're actually talking about your piece and writing your critique, especially in the second paragraph when you really have to analyze the work. You might want several angles, especially if it's a sculptural piece. Pictures from several angles that will help you write your paragraph a little bit easier. Okay, and so next, once you've taken those photos, write a written critique of the work. There should be 3 paragraphs, around 6 sentences in each paragraph. Try to go into detail. The more detail and the more thorough you are with this, the better grade you're going to get. And just write using the process we learned in Chapter 5 or in the evaluating art assignment. Do some research online or your local library, your local art museum. Try to find anything you can about the piece of public work that you are writing this on. Outside research is encouraged because the more information that you have about your artwork, the better you will be able to interpret it in your writing. So include any interesting details that you can about the work. If you're unable to locate information about the work that you are writing about, you can still use it for this project, but just remember to back up your opinion or your stance on the work with evidence. So use the visual characteristics of the artwork, such as the principles and the elements, to kind of build evidence of what you think the artwork means and why the artist made it. Think of how the elements and the principles of art work together and what they mean, and some interpretation will be necessary. Just do it wisely based on the piece that you're looking at. And I have outlined what I'm looking for in each paragraph, and this definitely follows what we learned in Chapter 5. So get the facts about the work. Then you can analyze the work. Tell us about the parts of the work and how they fit together. Tell me what the subject matter is. Tell me about the historical environmental context, any of the artist's opinion about the work. Then explain, what the elements and principles that you can identify in the piece and how those are backing up content or meaning in the work. and why the artist used them and how the artist used them. So really, in paragraph 2, make sure that you list the elements of art that are used, at least 3, possibly 4, and principles, at least 2 or 3 of those, some of the main ones, and why the artist used those, and how they're helping to convey meaning in the work. Evaluate. This is the part where you kind of take a stance on the work. You tell me why you think the work is important, and then back that up. So the formal theory, you might say that this is important because the artist is using a innovative technique that influenced a lot of artists after them. That would be the formal theory. Why is it innovative for its time? The formal theory has to do with how it's made. You can write about, the artist maybe was using an entirely new technique, so you would say this is an important piece because the artist is using a different technique, a new technique that influenced others. Contextual theory, if you have a historical piece of work that's kind of recording a historical time event or time period, just say this is important for reflecting a certain time period and explain why. The expressive theory, you can tell us how the work is successful at expressing or portraying, the individual feelings or emotions of the artist. So it kind of depends on the piece of public art that you find, but this will fit in somewhere, hopefully, with the, you just need to pick one of these and write that entire 3rd paragraph about one of these theories. And then don't forget to embed the image of you with your chosen public artwork above your 3 paragraphs of the formal evaluation of that artwork. And you can submit a PDF or Word document in Brightspace, obviously by the due date. And that is project number 2.